Welcome back, guys. Today we're going to be talking about the Peak Design Sling. So just some quick history here. I've had a camo backpack for a long time and I never really liked using it. They were kind of obnoxious, ugly, typically inconvenient. With the backpack it always took so long to take it off, open it up, and take what you need out of there. And nothing screams I'm a photographer like a backpack. I tend to shoot in a lot of big cities where they're not necessarily dangerous, but crime might be a bit of a concern. So that's a big reason as to why I took a sling, is because like with the sling, you just unzip it, take the camera out, take the picture, and put it back in. It's super inconspicuous and super inconvenient. And yeah, let me tell you about how exactly I decided on the Peak Design Sling and my impressions of it after owning it for about a year now. So first up, let's talk about durability. This thing is made out of, I believe, 400D nylon. I'm going to be honest, I have no idea what that means. I just know it's a good thing. Durability for me has been fantastic. I took this thing to Europe on a 2 month trip, and during that time, it got crushed in like trains, on planes, and I've like smashed it against so many like concrete and brick walls and whatnot. And I mean, as you can see, it's still doing great. Super like tough. You can't really like squeeze it or damage it. In that same vein, it does have some pretty serious weatherproofing. One of my favorite stories to tell is I was photographing the Paleo Plunge here in Wisconsin. If you don't know, that's an event where on January 1st, everybody jumps into Lake Michigan because we're insane. But in any case, I was trying to climb the cliffs back up from the lake to get back to my house, and I slipped in like a giant mudslide and slid back down the cliffs, and the bag just took like the complete hit from it. It was covered in mud, literally the day after I got it. But to my surprise, the camera inside was completely untouched, no mud or anything, great condition. And after sitting there for about half an hour with a paper towel, I managed to get all the mud out of it. So the waterproofing, fantastic. Durability, fantastic. Speaking of which, the zippers on this thing, Peak Design markets them as Ultra Zip. It's just some sort of marketing slogan. But I think they all be like KK, and I mean, they're super durable. You can like yank on these as hard as you can, and they're not gonna break. I've packed this bag pretty tight to where the zippers are like, I have to like yank on them to actually get it to close. No damage to them yet, knock on wood, hopefully it stays that way. But now that about comfort, you're gonna be wearing this thing for maybe like 8-10 hours a day. Is it comfortable to wear? Yes, it is. So this big strap here, it's got a good amount of padding. I wouldn't say it's like amazing, but I was able to wear it for about 2 or 3 hours before my shoulder started to get sore, and I had to switch to the other side. With that being said, it is entirely adjustable. You can actually tuck when you adjust it. You'll get some extra like strap length, and you can actually tuck it up here into the sides, which is a pretty sweet feature. With that being said, too, there is a sort of like swiveling attachment here, so the bag would actually like, I guess you could say, rotate as you move, which is amazing for comfort. And then speaking of straps, the bag does have a carrying handle on the top. It's extremely heavy duty. In fact, I actually attached it to my suitcase when traveling. It slides perfectly right on the top of most suitcases, which is fantastic. And then on the bottom, there are these kind of like tripod straps here, and I was able to attach my Gorilla Pod 3K Pro to them, and it stayed on even through like flights and hiking around and whatnot like that. And then on the inside of the bag, if we open it up here, you'll see that it does come with some Velcro inserts. So you can actually, they're kind of origami style, so you can move them around and adjust them however you need. So I currently have my bag set up because I'm doing a lot of YouTube. So I'm using two cameras, my A7 III, which is shooting this video, and then my A6000. So I actually have my bag set up here to accommodate both those cameras. And you can kind of bend and fit these inserts a little bit for extra padding and like organization, which is fantastic. In addition to that, there is this very tight back pocket here. When I travel, I usually put my like passport and other important like thin documents in there. It's fantastic. On the front on the inside, there is this inside zipper. I typically keep cleaning supplies like a microfiber and like lens cleaning cloth in there. And then finally, on the outside, there is another tight zippered pocket. I usually keep like a spare charging cable, maybe like a battery in there and that sort of thing. And then as for what can actually fit in here, like I mentioned, I usually put my A7 III and the lens, plus my A6000 and that lens in this bag. So, if you're looking at this video and you're wondering what exactly would fit, a Sony a7 III with no attachments, plus the Tamline 28-75, and then the a6000 and a tiny 35mm manual lens. They fit perfectly in this bag. When I travel, typically I only bring my a7 III, and I was able to fit that with the lens and my microphone and a couple of documents and just, random crap in the bag with no issues. So yeah, just to recap, I mean, this bag has been fantastic. Like I said, I've had it for about a year now. It keeps my gear safe and dry. It's comfortable and adjustable, versatile and extremely customizable based on whatever gear you might have. It's extremely durable. I mean, like, I've only had it a year, but I have no doubt that this thing would probably last me at least another decade. And then finally, I mean, it's subjective, but I think it's just a nice, aesthetically pleasing design. It's very convenient. So yeah, the Peak Design Sling is pretty expensive. I did try a lot of like generic, cheap sling bags from Amazon before buying this, and I hated them. And this thing I've just been like absolutely, I love it. I'm so happy with it. So yeah, if you guys are looking to pick up a copy for yourself, I do have an affiliate link in the description. That supports the channel if you buy through my link. And yeah, besides that, if you guys like this video, please feel free to give it a like and, even consider subscribing. Thanks so much for watching, and have a great day, guys.